This is a quick overview of the Russian army I produced for my Crimean War project. I'm sorry if I sound a little croaky, but I'm recovering from a fairly unpleasant cold. If there are any odd cuts during this video, that'll be because I dissolved into a fit of coughing and had to stop suddenly. All the miniatures for this project are 28mm metal. The majority of them are from Great War miniatures, which you can get through North Star in the UK. Some of them are from Foundry, and there's some artillery crews from Warlord Games as well. Okay, so I'll switch to wobbly cam so I can take you through the individual units quickly. Here's the whole army. This is my largest individual army. This is bigger than either of my American Civil War armies. But as a project, the Crimea isn't as big as my American Civil War project, because the British and Allies army is really quite small. Okay, so I built this army in two stages. I started with a smaller version so that I could get stuff onto the table. It had 6 infantry, 4 cavalry and 4 guns, beg your pardon, and that pretty much matched the British I did. But of course the Russians are so outclassed in equipment and morale and training by the British and French that they needed bulking out, so it had a sort of expansion phase later where I added more. Anyway, to begin with, I got these 2 units here of infantry, one in caps, one in helmets. Because we use a roster, the units have to be very easily identifiable, so I didn't mix the headgear. So there's 2 infantry units there, and then there's 2 grenadier units here in grey, again one in caps, one in helmets. And then in the middle here, this is the Moscow regiment. They have sort of red fez thing, although it's not really a fez, don't know what it is, it doesn't have a tassel. They're from Foundry, the infantry. The officer's a mounted officer from Great War Miniatures, because there's no command pack that Foundry does. Foundry range is quite lacking in places. Anyway, and then the 6th unit I did, if I can find it, was these guys at the back right here, sailors. And again, they don't have an actual command, so they just got infantry command, but with blue coats. So that was my initial 6 infantry. And then I moved on to the cavalry, and the first cavalry I did were right at the back here, some lancers. These are from Foundry because Great War don't do lancers. But then I got a unit of Cossacks from Great War Miniatures. There are 2 units of Cossacks here. The second unit was added later. And then over here at the front we got some Hussars, and behind them we've got some Dragoons. And behind them we've got a second unit of Dragoons which was added later. These are all from Great War Miniatures. So that was the first of the expansion, was a bit more cavalry, and then I added these guys are yellow flags, 2 guard infantry, one in caps, one in helmets, and then 2 rifle units, one in caps, one in helmets. So that brought the infantry up to 10, which hopefully will be enough now to give the English a run for their money. Okay, the thing the Russians do excel at is artillery. So at the back here we've got 4 artillery from Warlord Games. These are again all metal, but these are a bit bigger than the Great War Miniatures. They're really nice actually. I enjoyed painting them. Artillery crew is very simple. So there's 4 lots there, and then over here this is Great War Miniatures foot artillery, and over here another Great War Miniatures foot artillery, and then at the front, let's go here, this is from from Foundry. This is a Cossack howitzer, and over this side this is a naval gun from Great War Miniatures. So that gives the Russians 8 guns. 2 of them, this one and the one on the other side, come with redoubts. These are resin from debris of war. So that means that 2 of the Russian guns start in cover, which gives them even a slight advantage. So that's that. So 8 guns compared to the British 4. And then we've got commanders. There's the main Russian commander in the middle. Then there's a double base. This is the cavalry commander. And then there's 1, 2, and 3 infantry commanders. And basically, the commanders let you do extra actions with the with individual units. There we go. Really, Crimean War, one of my favourite periods, and I was very pleased when I finally managed to get it to the table. So there you are. That's a total of what, 160 infantry, 36 cavalry, 8 guns. What's that? 32 crew members, and 9 command figures. Not a huge army, but given that I only have the 6x4 table, big enough. I'm pretty sure this army is now complete. This should prove to be a match for the existing British and French and Turks, but who knows, I might add some extra infantry later, but certainly for the moment I've moved on to other things. So if you got this far, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you next time.